Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be reacting to
Unpopular K-pop opinions because the ROSÉ Curse files for divorce, so you don't have to.
1. The ROSÉ breakup curse is not just real, it's practically a public safety concern at this point. There's a long-running joke in the fandom that anyone who takes a selfie with Rosie is signing divorce papers within the year. And honestly, the receipts are insane. We're talking Taylor Swift, Gigi Hadid, Bella Poarch, Kendall Jenner, Bruno
I'm
Mars,
surprised they
Chris
had
Martin,
all
Florence Pugh,
this,
and
like, I thought at first it was okay, maybe a little joke for 2-3 people, but they have a list of people. My goodness.
Zach Braff, Ariana Grande, Camila Cabello, Rosalia, Halsey, and now Katy Perry? Be so serious. That's not a coincidence. That's a one-woman emotional demolition crew. And let's not forget Sabrina Carpenter. She and Barry Keoghan didn't even make it past the is it official phase after that cursed snapshot with Rosie. Like, sis swears she hates when people bring it up. But girl, the breakup to photo ratio is mathematically criminal. Should we rope Jenny into this too? She broke up with the Uber driver Kai, allegedly broke up with V2, but Lisa's been cozy with that Frederick guy for quite the time. So maybe the curse skips over her sisters. But for real, for the love of all things stable, keep Rosie at least 3 feet away from Zendaya and Tom Holland. 2. Let's talk about Stacey's alleged
That's funny. Yeah, guys, it's just, it's superstition. I mean, if you believe in superstition,
But at this
believe
point,
in
is
this.
it?
If you don't, I'm not a big superstition guy.
I don't
so
know. That's a little too much. She started to feel some type of way because she's calculated
It
like,
must,
dang.
for her, it must feel a certain type of way for sure. I get it.
little sister group. Because apparently High Up Entertainment just applied to trademark the name Unchild. Girl, that name sounds like it was pulled from a Google Doc titled Edgy Concepts for
Nah, I actually like the name if, that's a big if all of them are adults. If all of them are like 20 plus or whatever the adult age is in Korea, 19, I don't know. The name Unchild, I think that's cool. So basically, oh, we are adult group. We're not child, we're not children, we're Unchild. I would fly with that. Now, if the name is Unchild and give us 14, 15, 16,
or Wattpad abortions. Someone call a priest, a therapist, and the trademark office because this might be the single worst group name in the history of this joke industry.
Nah.
And that bar is in on the floor, mind you. We've survived names like Close Your Eyes, Baby Don't Cry, and whatever the heck Young Posse is supposed to mean, but Unchild? That's not a name, that's a trigger warning. You want mature? Fine. But naming your group like a freaking anti-natalism manifesto? Absolutely not. Nothing screams mature concept like branding your girls with the linguistic equivalent of a miscarriage. And we already know how this plays out. Either it's a group of adults being deep and dark and misunderstood, or it's literal teenagers being marketed as not like other kids because they wear eyeliner and trauma-coded crop tops. And plot twist. Rumor has it Na Hae-in is in the lineup. Yes, the viral toddler from 2015 who could outdance.
Okay. Oh, it's commercial.
In
Well,
other news,
then we have a problem. If like a young girl is in the group, I do not like the name. But if it was like ADP type of group where it's like everybody's adult, I think it's okay name. It's definitely not as bad as she's making it out to be.
Born in 2009. If that's true, we're about to witness Unchild used as a marketing tool to sell the idea that
Yeah,
these
that-
literal children are
that's
too
not
grown for
good.
their age. 3. Why did Taemin apologize? After SHINee's July 5th show in Japan, he went live and joked about an old manga that predicted a megaquake on that exact day. He said he was relieved it didn't happen and joked about the stage shaking like 3D effects with all the fireworks. But fans felt he was being insensitive about earthquakes, especially in a country where it's a real constant threat. After backlash, he apologized for the comment. Personally, yes, on paper, Taemin's comment was just a harmless joke. But the problem isn't just what he said, it's when and where he said it. You can't go live in
Right.
Japan.
That's exactly what we were saying. It's just the timing and it's not good. He handled it well. He apologized. I don't. Obviously not for us to accept that apology, but if the Japanese people do accept it, I think he did okay.
On the exact day people are already tense about a rumored megaquake and start joking about the ground shaking like it's an amusement park ride. Earthquakes in Japan are trauma. They're life-ending, community-crushing, history-shaping disasters.
Well,
Japan literally
you know,
lost over 20,000.
Honestly, they don't play when it comes to this topic because we've seen like music videos have to
Yes.
change completely.
Was it Mazel?
concept.
I think
Yeah,
Mazel.
They have,
Mazel.
to, they have to change the concept completely, not to be insensitive to their
Yeah.
own people. Now,
They did.
imagine, because like, what I said the other video is like, okay, when locals do it, it's okay. When outsiders do it, it's not okay.
And even locals, Mazel is local.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I'm
but-
I'm gonna emphasize to say Mazel was local, and they are like, oh no, we cannot, because they, they, even though they're local, they are still
Yeah.
a privilege. So I can understand how bad this was for Taemin to say something like this.
People in 2011, and the emotional scars from that don't just fade. You don't get to trivialize seismic danger in a country where evacuation drills are routine and disaster kits are part of everyday life. And yeah, the prediction wasn't official. It came from a manga written decades ago. But that doesn't mean people were irrational for being scared. The woman behind it is the same person who reportedly predicted the 2011 earthquake, which is why people weren't just brushing it off as conspiracy junk, and besides, it's not even about believing the prediction literally. It's about being anxious in a country sitting on top of violent tectonic activity where something like this could actually happen at any moment. Scientifically, it's not a matter of if, it's when. Japan lies in one of the world's most active subduction zones. Scientists can't pinpoint the exact timing of an earthquake, but they can track how much pressure is building up between the plates. And right now, it's a lot. That's why people are on edge. They're not being dramatic, they're reacting to real seismic risk. So when Taemin casually cracks a joke about the stage shaking while an entire nation is low-key bracing for impact, of course it's going to rub people the wrong way. No, he didn't say anything with cruel intent, but being a public figure means you have to be aware of your environment, especially in a place like Japan where these fears aren't theoretical, they're recent, painful, and ongoing. It's not about canceling him or overreacting, it's about holding idols accountable for reading the room. And in this case, the room was full of people living with the possibility of catastrophic loss. So yeah, the apology was necessary. Not because what he said was evil, but because it was careless. And sometimes carelessness hurts more than people think. For BTS confirmed their comeback for spring 2020.
I think she nailed it. I think that's exactly what it is.
6. So much has shifted in K-pop the past few years, yet somehow nothing's really moved. The boys are still the same chaotic giggle-fueled squad. People swore the brand would lose steam during their military break, but the opposite happened. Their solo careers exploded. Each member came back with receipts, chart, topping albums, global ambassadorships, sold-out tours, you name it. Now picture that momentum converging into one massive group comeback. It's going to be a cultural detonation, and let's be real, K-pop has been floating in circles since COVID. The global momentum dipped and the industry's mostly been catering to its core fandoms, which isn't bad, but a BTS level comeback in
I think, K-pop kind of might have a little resurgence now because of the K-pop Demon Hunters. I think that's really putting them on the map. On top of that, Blackpink is back, BTS is coming back. I think the stars are kind of aligning for K-pop to go back up, But we'll see if it happens. But the Demon Hunters, they're definitely putting K-pop on the map.
That's the kind of seismic event that can jolt the entire scene. The industry's gonna ride that wave hard. 5. ISAC is confirmed to return this year. I'm talking about Idol Star Athletics Championships, which is a special TV event in South Korea where idols from different groups compete in sports like running, archery, dancing, and even esports. It usually airs during big holidays like Lunar New Year or Chuseok and is organized by MBC. Idols are split into teams and take part in events like a school sports day but with famous people. Fans love watching their faves show off hidden athletic skills and interacting with their peers. But to me, why the heck is ISAC still a thing? Every single year, without fail, it turns into an injury highlight reel. Pulled muscles, twisted ankles, torn ACLs. Some poor idol always ends up limping off like they just fought in Squid Game instead of a friendly sports day. And for what? Clout? Participation medals? A 5-second gif of someone cheering cutely in slow motion? These idols are not athletes. They're overworked performers.
I mean, yeah, I get it that it's injury prone, but come on, it's fun. I don't know, it's fun. Sports are injury prone, but these idols can have a life too. I think competing for something like lighthearted like that is just fun for them themselves, for the viewers, entertainment. We haven't watched any of them in its entirety. We have only seen the highlights, the funny moments and whatnot. But I can say it's funny. It's very funny, and the interactions are funny, and I'm excited for it for once. I have no problem with it. And if somebody does get hurt, I mean, that's part of the sport. I mean, people get hurt in sports. People can get hurt performing in the concert. We've seen people slip. We've seen people fall off the stage because the stage collapsed, or so it's just part of the gig.
People don't really try too hard because they don't want to get injured either. Too,
right. We also people kind of half-assed it, so it's all for fun. I don't think it's that bad. I think if our idol is scared of getting hurt, just don't participate.
Whose bodies are already hanging on by vocal strain and caffeine. Just Google how many idols have gotten hurt during ISAC or even training for it.
If you've got a menopause mustache and you're not dermaplaning, you're making a huge mistake. It's common.
It's not a cute little variety special. It's an annual Hunger Games with matching tracksuits. The wild part? Most fans aren't even tuning in for the sports. They're there for crumbs of cross-group interactions. Your fave giving finger hearts to someone from another label or bonding in the dugout over banana milk. That's the appeal. But couldn't we get those moments without risking someone's entire comeback over a relay race? Maybe have a karaoke showdown or group cooking battle or literally anything that doesn't involve people sprinting on slippery gym floors.
Group cooking battle, that sounds interesting. I ain't gonna lie, a cook-off. Okay, that's an idea.
On top of that, the whole thing is so unnecessarily long, dragged out with awkward edits, half-asleep crowd reactions, and about 12 heats of the same race just to pad the runtime. And let's not ignore the fans. ISAC season sends fandoms into fight or flight mode because nobody wants their bias tearing a ligament for the sake of some outdated tradition. Companies dread it, fans dread it, idols endure it. So again, who is this really for? If it's about bonding and entertainment, then evolve the format. Because watching your fave risk a career-ending injury for a plastic medal and a MBC camera pan? That ain't fun. 6. So apparently Vcha's Kaylee has
I don't know. It's the same thing as, you know, NBA players go and play basketball in the summertime. Yeah, they're risking it, but they still do it. It's
Yeah.
fun. They like it. They want to
And the
compete.
rules are modified too. It's not like it's like for anything serious, but
Yeah, I
to
don't
have
know.
fun.
There's always a risk, yes, but there's a risk you can slip and fall. Like it's
They're treated like glass.
yeah, like they're not fragile. They're not glass. Yeah, like come
Yeah.
on, gotta stop that. If they get hurt, they get hurt. That's part of life.
Accidents
opened an
happen.
Instagram account, or at least something pretending to be one. And of course, the second it popped up, people started foaming at
Kaylee, is Kaylee the same as KG? Is KG like one K short for Kaylee,
No.
or it's another girl?
the mouth saying she's pulling a KG 2.0, ready to clap back and break her silence. But let's not get ahead of
Oh, KG 2.0. So I guess that's another girl.
ourselves. That account is looking faker than a trainee's smile on elimination night. For starters, it launched following no one. Then out of nowhere started following all the official JYP and
Kaylee Grace Lee. So Kaylee Grace is KG though.
Vcha. Accounts like it's trying really hard to look legit. Red flag number 1. Red flag number 2. The photos. The first one looks like it was taken without her knowledge. Nothing about it feels intentional. The second image is even worse. Heavily edited to the point of looking fake. There's a random leg in the background with no visible person attached to it. Her hand and arm are completely different skin tones. And the overall image looks like it was run through some low-tier AI generator. Her face is blurred, which might be an attempt to hide other people in the photo. But if this was really her own post, why not just use a proper pic instead of something this messy? Not buying it. 7. Let's review cards comeback touch.
I mean, but then why are you even talking about it? Somebody created some random profile. There's nothing to talk about until there is something to talk about. Let her post something scandalous, then we can talk about it. Right now, she's posting 2 pictures. I don't know.
Card had everything Western audiences crave. Grown adults, unfiltered sexual tension and choreo that actually acknowledge their bodies exist. They carved out a no competition niche by being bold, raunchy, and unapologetically adult. But DSP Media was both passive and directionless to monetize that potential. New single Touch wants to be a sultry club-ready scorcher dripping with swagger. But somewhere between the overstuffed production and the limp hook, it loses the plot. The ambition is
Yeah.
there, I'll give them that. They're clearly pushing the envelope with that bold and unapologetically adult concept. And honestly, K-pop needs that. Not everything has to be bubblegum choreo and pastel innocence. But the problem is,
Yeah.
just being
It looks
edgy
great
isn't
here.
enough. You still need a good song. Touch drowns itself in too many production ideas at once. There are hints of early
I
2000s hip-hop.
think, yeah, I think
Yeah.
too many ideas all at once.
Yeah, I think Touch as a song was a miss, but I do appreciate like the music video, you know, the kissing and whatnot. I do think that's needed in K-pop.
Y2K synths, some dancehall seasoning and a few trap textures sprinkled in. And yet none of it gels. It's like they collected samples from 5 different playlists and mashed them together hoping something would stick. But nothing does. The beat is chaotic, and not in a cool layered way, more like we forgot to pick a direction way. Had they stripped it back and centered the instrumental around those 10 synth strings with a cleaner rhythm section, it could have hit way harder. That would have let the vocals breathe and the sex appeal really ooze through. And then there's the hook or whatever they're calling it. What even is that chorus? The rap verses hold up fine, but every time we hit what's supposed to be
the rap verses I did like. I think the rappers in the group are well.
big moment, it collapses into a lazy da-da-da chant that feels like a songwriting placeholder they forgot to replace. As for the music video, oh, they understood the assignment visually, no question. This was a full-on we're grown. We know it and we want you to see it moment. It's brash, sexy, unapologetically flesh-forward, and that in itself is refreshing for K-pop, which usually plays it safe with adult themes, from the bold styling to the steamy choreo to the full-on make-out moments. It's clear they're aiming to provoke, and in that regard, mission accomplished. The problem is, it's all surface, when the song underneath doesn't hold its own. The visuals just start to feel like a distraction tactic.
Are you a hot?
Okay.
Okay.
Guys, of course, let us know your thoughts. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the Discord. And always, always, always share as much kindness as possible.